All right, very important topic I wanted to address today. I want to title this How to Ensure That Women Value You, or How to Ensure That a Woman Really Sees You as Her Best Option. This is very important to understand and to comprehend because there's a huge issue that I'm seeing. Men focus on strategies and tactics that are a lot of times short-lived. What a man has to do is learn and understand the true nature of a man, because when you demonstrate certain elements and masculinity characteristics, you will be rewarded by that woman for understanding how you need to behave and how you act and how you operate. If you understand that on like a deep down core root fundamental level, you will have a far better dating life with less effort. So this video today is loaded with a bunch of information that I want you to really hear, so stick with me. This is what one of the guys in my community just said. He goes, language of women. He goes, man, I'm halfway through language of women and so much of it is the exact opposite of what we've been told, but makes so much sense, exclamation mark. And I put, welcome to the show. This is the type of comments that I'm seeing. When I help guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, they start to actually see things from a different perspective so they can get results way quicker. So after today's video is over, be sure to join us inside of that. I built that for one specific reason. I want to help you make sure that the woman you genuinely want a relationship with, or the woman that you want to maintain attraction with, I want to show you processes so that way she doesn't want to leave you. That is why I built this. I know how much I can help. Be sure to join us inside of that after today's video is over. Now, let's dive into the actual video because I have a bunch of notes. Okay, so let's just start at the top. How to ensure that women value you and see you as their best option. Okay. The first thing that I want you to know is that her best option is never something that you can measure on paper. It is purely a feeling that is guided by her own hypergamy. Now, I want to tell you something. After being on so many dates over the past 10 years, after having short-term relationships, long-term relationships, I can tell you one thing specifically that I have learned. Hypergamy is based on how you act, or satisfying her hypergamy is based on how you act. It is not about how you view yourself on paper. So what guys will do is guys will look at the tangible value that they have. So they'll say, since I make this much money and since I'm this tall and since I have this kind of job, I should be the perfect fit. And that is not how it works, because she is guided by her feelings, and her feelings is guided by how you act. How you act is your masculine presence. The man with the best masculine presence, or the masculine presence that makes the most impact regarding her attraction, is going to be the man that she gravitates towards. So this is what you have to know first and foremost. Her best option is never something that you can measure on paper. It is purely a feeling that is guided by her hypergamy. Okay? If we understand this and we agree on this, we can now actually learn deeper level lessons so you're able to be viewed as her best option. But the first thing that you have to know is how she even classifies or categorizes her best option in the first place, and what you have to know is it is guided by how she feels. And sometimes how she feels does not make logical sense to you on paper, and I'm here to let you in on a little secret. It's not supposed to, because you are not her. So all you can do is understand how you need to act as a man and put your best foot forward so you have the best chances of maintaining that relationship. So once you understand this, now you need to know something. Okay, you need to know this. When you're dating her, or when you guys are on a date, or when you guys are spending any amount of time together, she's constantly observing. So what that means is she is constantly comparing her SMV to your SMV subconsciously. Subconsciously, she's constantly asking herself, where is this guy at? Okay, what is his dating value at? How is his dating value compared to all the other men that I could have access to? How do the other women view him? This is what she's constantly asking herself subconsciously. These are subconscious questions that her hypergamy is guiding her towards, is how I would say it, okay? Now, what you need to know is women always want to date up. Women want to date up, okay? So what that specifically means is she needs you to be able to attract women as beautiful as she is, or women who are more beautiful than she is. This is how hypergamy stays satisfied. She looks at you and she goes, what league are you in? And then she goes, am I dating up or am I dating down? And she wants to date up. She wants to satisfy that hypergamy of being able to attract and maintain a man who she views as very high status among other women. This is what she wants, okay? So she's constantly looking at you, saying, what league are you in? Now, I understand this goes against all of the things you were probably told your whole life when it comes to unconditional love. A relationship is about companionship. You are supposed to mutually be there for each other. Sounds good on paper, doesn't it? Sounds really good on paper, until you realize the real world probably doesn't go that way. So let's say she analyzes your dating value and she says, okay, I see what league you're in. You're an attractive man. Now you need to understand this. You need to understand what lowers SMV once she has a feeling that your SMV is higher. Okay? So once she views you as a guy with really high dating value, now you need to know the things that lower it. Because hypergamy isn't a fixed feeling. Hypergamy can change. She could wake up the next day and say, actually, you're not as attractive as I thought you were. So a man's attraction a lot of times is consistent. Like, you view her as a beautiful woman that you would like to be with. A lot of times her attraction might change day to day, hour for hour, week by week. It might change. It might go up and down. So you have to understand this. You have to understand what will lower that feeling that she has towards you. What lowers that feeling is excess amounts of certainty, because she's going to look at you and say, if you are giving me this much certainty, clearly you view me as your best option. Clearly you view me as the prize, and now she doesn't want you. So let me give you an example. You need to understand what lowers SMV once she has a feeling that your SMV is higher, okay? So the main thing is this. The main takeaway that I want you to believe, I want you to see, I want you to realize right now is this. The main thing is this. Over pursuing, okay, which no longer allows her to feel feminine, is going to be the fastest way, or one of the fastest ways, to ensure that the relationship dissolves. If you are over pursuing, if you are reaching out too much, it shows you don't have anything else to do. Now, later on in the video, I'm going to show you what you need to be spending your time doing, okay? Because there's a very big difference between acting like you're doing stuff versus actually doing things. I'm going to show you where to put your time and what to focus on, but this is what you have to know for now. Over pursuing starts to turn her off because she no longer feels feminine. She is truly only going to be happy in that relationship, okay, when she is seeking the time, the attention, the comfort, and the safety from a man that she views as strong. Strong on every level. It could be physical strength, it could be emotional strength, it could be strength within himself and his faith and his belief in himself, strength spiritually. She wants the strongest man possible, okay? So you might be wondering, okay, well, how do I demonstrate that? Because you might be looking around going, well, in the modern world that I live in, I have to deal with this app. I have to deal with this on my cell phone. I have to deal with this obligation with family. I have to deal with this obligation with friends. I have to deal with this obligation with work and with career. I understand. I understand that it's very hard. This is why I make these videos, to help you with this. So let me explain something to you. There has to be a shift. This is the shift. When I say over pursuing is a turnoff, I'm going to show you why, okay? What I can tell you is this. Making your attention hard to get and hard to earn needs to come from you actually being busy skill stacking. You need to stack skills. A masculine man is competent. A masculine man is smart. A masculine man knows how to act. And a masculine man specifically knows where to put his time. And I'm going to show you why. You need to spend your time skill stacking and improving your life. If you improve your life, you have to understand how much strength and emphasis and time devotion goes into improving your life. If you want to build an amazing body in the gym, look at the hundreds or thousands of hours it takes. If you want to level up your financial situation, I want you to imagine this for a second. Imagine whatever income you're making per month right now. Imagine the different level of skill you would have to double that income per month or triple that income per month. It would be difficult. Difficult things take time. Difficult things require competency, and it requires you to put your attention in that setting. Listen to me very closely. You need to be skill stacking and improving your life. You cannot be faking it. When you fake these things, what that looks like is you not having direction, guidance, or purpose in your life. So listen to me very closely. What this comes down to, okay, this all comes down to hypergamy and her survival. When she stays with a man, there is different levels of safety, security, and survival value that he's bringing, that she sees and that she feels. So listen to me very closely. This comes down to satisfying hypergamy because she feels as if this is satisfying not only her needs, but it comes down to her survival. Now listen to me closely. She cares about her survival. She does not care about your survival. This is not good or bad. This just is. This is how it is. This is not good or bad. She doesn't care about your survival. She's going to care about her survival because as she is a woman optimizing for the strongest man that she can find, what she's going to be saying is what value is this guy bringing to the table? This is why I'm telling you, you need to be busy skill stacking. You need to be doing the right things as a man, and I'm going to explain, okay? A man who's available, like I want you to close your eyes for a second and imagine it's 1,000 years ago. What you're going to find is that a man who's available, living in leisure, living in pleasure, an available man living in leisure and pleasure starts to become a liability in the long run regarding survival. If this is 1,000 years ago, think about this for a second. You stop working, the woman looks at you and goes, "Where's our food?" You stop doing your things, she doubts the safety, the security, the strength that you have. An available man living in leisure and pleasure starts to decrease her certainty in you. So listen to me closely. A busy man, okay, if this was 1,000 years ago, obviously I wasn't around 1,000 years ago, but just think about this with me. A busy man was probably working, probably hunting for food, probably gathering safety, security, shelter, and protection, okay? This is what I can tell you. He was unavailable. He was unavailable because he had to build the skills and the competency and the awareness to make sure that things are good. This is why you need to spend as close to 100% of your time per day as you can skill stacking for your own survival. Because here's one thing that I don't think that majority of men realize. The modern world also has challenges, but the challenges are different. The modern world has challenges in its own way. So quit wasting time. Go and build. Go and figure out what you're going to do. You need to become busy. You need to become busy stacking skills. You need to be so strong, so sure of yourself that she looks at you and she goes, "I cannot replace him. There is no way I can replace him." That's what she wants to be able to say. She wants to say, "I cannot replace him. I can go and get another man. I cannot get him." You need to make yourself so valuable, so strong, so sure of yourself that you know who you are because you finally understand where to put your time. If you like this video, I encourage you to take this even a step further. I encourage you to start the process of learning, understanding, and mastering the language of women. Because if you check out the community that I built for you, you are going to see specific step-by-step processes that I built to help make your dating life way easier. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.